Joining us right now live from the Soccer City Soccer Show. No stranger to our show is Paolo Canciani. Paolo, welcome again, my friend.
Well, thank you, Tony, and warm welcome to all your listeners. How are you, first of all?
I'm very good, and I really appreciate you joining us, Paolo, on this beautiful sunny day here in Toronto. Let's get right to it. A lot of Juventus fans here.
Cold, Anthony. It's cold. There's no sun.
It is cold, but thank goodness we got the sunshine at least, Paolo. Let's talk about Juventus, Paolo. They are off to the semifinals against Real Madrid. This is a great story for Italian football, finally getting back to where it belongs after a long absence. And we look at Buffon, we look at Pirlo. They seem like they could play to the age of 50. Talk about this team.
I'm very happy for Juventus. You know, it's 12 years that they were not able to reach that level on a European international field. And it's very important, especially because in the last 2-3 years when the coach was Conte, if you will remember, they were eliminated in the first round in an incredible way against a team not very famous like Galatasaray, Copenhagen, and things like that. I think it's very, very important, especially from a moral point of view. I still think that of the 4 teams that they reached the semifinals, Barcelona, Bayern Munich, and Real Madrid, Juventus is the weakest one. But it's very important for the Italian soccer in general that is going through a period, I don't want to say a crisis, but a period of assessment. You know, there are so many foreign players. Conte, the coach of the Italian national team, has very difficult time in locate players of Italian passports that can fill all the different roles. And the fact that Juventus in the champions, Fiorentina and Napoli in the European League, they reach the semifinals is a boost of morale, positiveness, all in general.
Paul, let's talk about some of the negativity still surrounding Serie A, and that is the financial destruction of a beautiful club in Parma. And we know how much trouble they've had all a season long to get their players paid, their staff, everybody. I mean, this is a sad story, and we know that it's not just Parma. There's other situations out there in Italy with other clubs that unfortunately players are getting paid late or not getting paid at all. We never used to hear this, but now it's happening. Do you see more of an influx of young or middle-aged Italian players making their way over to North America?
Absolutely, absolutely. Italy the Italian soccer is reflecting the crisis that Italy in general is going in the last few years, where unfortunately there is no the money that was before, and for this reason, you know, especially in Europe, Germany, France, Spain, England, especially with the money that is coming from people from the Middle Orient or Russia, they have a lot more disponibility in terms of money, and for this reason, even the Italian players, they tend to go out. And now there is this North American Soccer League, this new world of soccer that is coming out with money, with enthusiasm, and I foresee in the future more and more players moving out from Italy, where unfortunately there is not a lot of money, and the tax system is double if you compare with Spain. A player that is making $20 million in Italy is netting at 10 million. In Spain, if you make 20, you net 17, 18. It's a mathematics. It's simple. You know, the players, they have how many? 10, 15 years of career. They try to grab as much as they can. I think it's in the natural process in this world to make as much as you can. And for this reason, I will see in the future a lot of more Italian players moving out of Italy.
What about coaches, Paolo?
In the same situation. Look what happened with Fatti. Look what happened with Capello. Look what happened with Mancini until yesterday, with Spalletti in Russia. And there are now coaches of not first level, but second level, that they coach in Romania, in Bulgaria, in Greece, in Armenia, in Lithuania, in Ukraine. So there is always this kind of movement. This forgetting the Middle East, like Dubai, Qatar, and that regions that where soccer maybe is not at the level of European or not even North American, but there is a lot of money.
Paolo, just before we let you go, I really appreciate your time, but obviously this week here in the city of Toronto, a lot of rumors out there about a new TFC president, possibly an Italian one. A couple names came to the forefront. What's your thoughts? What are you hearing? And what do you know?
I'm very disappointed. I have to tell you the truth. The truth in terms of the result, what the TFC with Giovinco, especially after the high expectation that we had only a few weeks ago when Giovinco joined the team. I think the team was structured in the wrong way, starting from the coach, and I'm not pointing, and I'm not saying that Vanni is not the right person, but I see the team on the field that was done without a logic criteria. Giovinco is a star, but Giovinco, I think, is performing at 50% of his possibility because I think that the team player, the coach, and the system doesn't adapt to his typical characteristics. And it's going to take some time, but also a preparation when you build a team from a technical point of view and with the players. This is what is missing. I think it's very important now for Toronto, that's my personal opinion, that they were able to have a coach of experience, a coach that knows exactly what he's doing. Again, I don't think Vanni is the only responsible of the debacle of Toronto FC in these first few games. But I think it's very important that the club is able to sign a coach with experience not only on the field, but in terms of managerial, to put together the team, the players, and to give really a logic flow towards the future. And for this reason, I want to express another opinion. I love Gattuso, great players, but Gattuso in the first three experience like a coach. The first one in Switzerland, the second one in Greece, and even in second division in Italy, didn't obtain the success that we think. I don't know if it's the right answer. I think sometimes it's better to spend an extra $1 million, but to have a coach with a lot of charisma that can attract players, fans, directors of the team, and create a solid, monolithic block.
What about the presidency that we've heard this week, Paolo, the names that are out there? What do you think of possibly a new president coming here to TFC of Italian background with a lot of success in Italy and now possibly come here? What have you heard, and who do you think should be able to have that position and succeed?
But we mentioned the name of Gandini because Gandini is again in the clan of D'Amico, Gattuso coach, Gandini like a director. But Gandini is I don't know if the Gandini, first of all, personally, I don't know him. But I saw him more like an executive that is developing what something else decides to do. So I don't know if he has really the ability and the capacity to be the leader that they are looking for. For sure, he's going to bring the experience of another world of soccer, European soccer, with UEFA, with AC Milan, and all the rest. Definitely, he has all the titles to perform good. I don't know if he's the right person for Toronto. That's my personal opinion. We had also another experience similar in the basketball with the Toronto Raptors, if you will remember, when Colangelo was the general manager and he signed the director of the basketball team from Treviso that did tremendous in Italy, in Europe, but he wasn't able really to put together a great team.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great point. I remember Maurizio Gardini with the Raptors, and he had a lot of success in Italy, and here he did not have that success, unfortunately. Paolo, listen, we really appreciate your time. Continued success on Soccer City Soccer Show. Please let our listeners now know when can they listen and what time.
5 o'clock every Monday night from Cine FM 100.7.
Outstanding. Paolo, thank you so much again. Have a wonderful weekend, and we'll talk to you again in the near future, my friend.
It's always a pleasure, Anthony. Goodbye. Thank you.
What a wonderful friend and what a wonderful guy in the business. Paolo Canciani of Soccer City Soccer Show. He is one of the best in all of Canada.